Good evening and welcome to Android Authority on Air, the original Android Hangout show on Google+. I'm Derek Ross.
And I am Scott Anderson.
Scott, it's just the two of us tonight. Seems like everybody's out and about doing holiday-related things, spreading Christmas cheer or early New Year's partying. Spending time with loved ones, family is also good too. So we're going to keep this short and sweet this week. Try not to bore you into oblivion. Just do a quick hot topic, quick recap. What's on our mind this week from the Android world, and we'll let you go here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it seems like the majority of the people are kind of getting a little bit of a Christmas hangover, and they're going slowly and getting ready for New Year's.
Yeah, so by the time you're done with your Christmas hangover, you're ready for your New Year's hangover, right?
Exactly. You got some big plans?
Well, I'm at the ripe age where I'm married and I have kids, and I really don't get to go out for New Year's because I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I'll be partying at home.
Like you always do.
Like I always do, yeah. Might go to a family party for a little bit, but have to come home early with the kids. And then once they go to bed, then it's time for Derek to party by himself. Yeah. All right, I'm excited. But parenthood's great, trust me. I love my kids. How about you, Scott? Any big New Year's plans?
Doing some more stuff with family. I don't get to see them that often anymore. But yeah, spent Christmas with them. How'd your Christmas go?
Yeah, it's Christmas. It's good. Families in from various locations around the country. Actually, not too many various locations, only a few. But yeah, it was good.
I had the worst Christmas, and I will get on to that in a little bit more depth. It was actually post-Christmas.
You had a bad post-Christmas, okay.
It was horrible, and I'll get into that.
Oh, is this where there was a death of not one but 2 Android devices?
We might get into it. I might do a little bit of a demo. What's going on? Basically, it's unfortunate, and
no one likes to hear when an Android device dies.
No, when one of your fellow Android goes down, your cat is huge, by the way.
You know what? Every time we have a show, I have to block her out of the room where she does this, and I had her blocked out before the show started. Somehow she's a cat, She snuck her way through that gate and. Oh, well, she'll provide sidebar entertainment over here in the corner. All right, so enough BS, and let's. So we're going to talk about real quick. We're going to talk about some Google Play apps, a few things with music. There's some Google TV updates, some new devices, a little bit of news from Verizon, and an Android Jelly Bean update that was there and then was not. Nexus 10 stuff, some Galaxy Note rumors, and some even more rumors. We're going to talk about some Google Motorola phone rumors and. What you can do if you want to be a developer. So all right, so let's get started here and talk a little bit about. It's the end of the year. This is when everybody produces lists of best whatever of 2012, worst whatever of 2012. Blah blah blah, best worst, you name it. Everything has a category. Everything has a list. So Google Play has a list, and Google's official list that they released today. And I just want to talk about some of the apps that they've put on there. They're talking about Zappos, Mint, Series Guide, Show Manager, Pixlr, Express, TED conferences, Evernote. Evernote's a really good app. I actually, out of all those I just mentioned, Mint I've used too, but Evernote's a really nice app. Grimm, Snow White, Expedia, Fancy Ancestry, Pocket is a newsreader, very popular newsreader, and Pinterest as well. Pinterest is actually, I don't use Pinterest, but it's a very nicely designed app. So, those are all very well designed apps. I would have assumed some other ones would have been on there, but
yeah, they're well designed. But personally, I use 2 of those pretty much every day. I use Mint every day, and I use Series Guide, Show Manager when I get home and want to watch. Really? TV.
Scott, I don't know about Series Guide Show Manager.
It's really nice.
What does that mean? It's something for TV, right?
Yeah, it's basically kind of a archive of what you've watched and keep an archive of that and a list of your history of what you've watched, so you don't watch it again, and you know what episodes you've missed. It's kind of nice. You can check them off by episode, or you can say I've seen the whole season, so you don't have to check every single one. It's actually quite nice.
Now, since I'm a big Google TV fan, that would be pretty awesome if that was available for Google TV. Now, some of the functionality, very, very similar, almost reminds me of Primetime. Primetime, you can rate shows, and you can find shows and so forth. Primetime's a Google TV and movie search app. I use it every day when I want to watch TV because I don't know any of my show channel numbers, so I just pull up Primetime and it shows me what's playing.
Yeah, and it would be nice if that integrated with Google TV, because, like, let's say a show was on that you haven't seen before and it's about to start in an hour. Bam, Google Now me and warn me.
Yeah, well, very cool. So, all right, so now I know what Series Guide is. I may have to check that out. Now, if like Scott and I said, some of these apps, we were surprised to see them on the list. I'm sure you might be as well. So we're actually doing a little app review here ourselves in Android Authority, actually crowdsourced on Google Plus, asking our users, our fans, our followers what they feel should be on the 2012 app list, and I'll be actually authoring that article here whenever I get off my lazy butt here in a few days, before the end of the year, trust me. All right, so speaking of Google Play, let's talk about Google Play Music. The new Scan and Match has a few people fired up. Apparently, the new Scan and Match will scan your song and match it to existing content. And if it's an explicit lyrics version of the song, people are reporting back that some of their songs are now the radio edit version, the clean version. It seems it's only happening for popular singles, whereas let's say a whole album has a bunch of swear words in it, every single track, but only 2 songs on the album are popular and actually have radio edit versions. So those radio edit versions are getting thrown in the mix instead. So that sucks. There's no other way to put it. Yeah, it sucks. But there's a simple fix for it. You just find the song, you say fix incorrect match, and it's a little bit extra work, but it's a new service. It's a growing pain. You got to remember, we can store 20,000 songs for free, so you can't really complain too much. It's a free service, And
they're rolling it out to a lot of people in the U.S.
Yeah. So it's going to get better. Yeah, I'm sure. But it's free. You really shouldn't complain a whole lot about a free service.
Although it is a bummer when you realize that all of your naughty lyrics are gone.
You know what? Maybe you shouldn't listen to that naughty music, that angry music, Scott.
Well, you know what? You got to have that naughty moment in your life where you listen to that naughty music.
Loves us some naughty music. All right. So Hisense released their Google Play. I'm sorry, their Google TV device. We were just talking about Google Play. So Hisense released their Google TV device. It's a $99 set-top box. We did a review on it. I'm not going to go into it a whole lot because actually tomorrow night, if you watch or listen to us, tomorrow night, myself and a bunch of other Hisense Pulse owners are going to be doing a dedicated hangout on air to just the Hisense Pulse, because we could talk about the Hisense Pulse all night long.
Are they a fairly new company?
No, they've been around since I looked them up on Wikipedia, and I'm going to say since the '60s.
Really? But they're what have they been doing?
Well, they're a Chinese company. So they're an emerging electronics company over here in the U.S. And we haven't heard a lot from them, but they're a fairly popular company in China.
Gotcha.
So tune in tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we're going to go over we're going to have a show dedicated towards just the Hisense Pulse. So I'm not going to get really into it here now, but it's a great little Google TV box. I love it a lot.
Cool.
So the Verizon Droid Razr, the original, and the original Droid Razr Max on
OG.
Christmas Eve, the OG on Christmas Eve, got a Jelly Bean update, which was great because it's a Motorola device and it's on Verizon, and this never happens. So they got an update, and everybody, cat, seriously. So if you're watching or listening if you're listening right now, my cat, it keeps jumping up in my lap, and it's really annoying. It's disrupting the show.
I wonder how they're pushing it out like that. How old is that device? It's
a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the interesting thing about the update is, so people got the update the first night.
It got pulled.
And then somebody said, wait a second, we shouldn't have put that out there, and they yanked
We
it.
should have done more testing.
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming it was yanked not because they didn't want to push it out, because it wasn't ready, not because of bureaucratic, information that needed to be pushed forward, paperwork or anything. I think it was actually pushed out because it wasn't ready, as in it wasn't completely stable. Shaking your head no, Scott.
Nope. I believe it was a Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah.
If I hear that it's getting Jelly Bean, why do I not go out and buy that device?
Because...
Eh?
No. I heard reports today. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I heard reports today that Verizon has put out a statement saying if you receive the Jelly Bean update and your phone is now running like crap,
give it back to us.
Come into the store. We'll hook you up with a new ice cream sandwich version. So that makes me believe they pushed out the update too early, and it wasn't ready. Some people with the phones running like crap, so they're just going to say, hey, we'll give you a new phone, and we'll push out the update when we're ready. And that's cool if that's what they're doing, but it's kind of a big blunder to push it out if it wasn't ready, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. So Nexus 10 may or may not have an accessory. They sold like 50 or 60 of these pogo pin chargers on eBay. Like, they showed up on eBay. There's no official word from Samsung. There's no official word from Google. But apparently somebody over in South Korea made Nectar, or the magnet connector, pogo pin chargers, which supposedly charge the device 25% faster than standard USB. It uses a magnet, and they're gone now. At least they were yesterday. I haven't looked today, but they sold very, very fast. They're authentic, meaning that they're real. Are they official? I don't know. I mean, if they're made by a company called Nectar, so I don't know if Samsung / Google is eventually going to use these as official connectors, or if another company just went out and made them because they weren't available yet. So no one really knows, but they're $20 on eBay, and I'm sure people will be getting them here in the very near future, and we'll start seeing reviews on them and everything.
Yeah, I like authenticity. It's nice.
All right, so we had some rumors. Let's talk about some rumors this past week. We had the Galaxy Note 7 tablet was spotted in a benchmark. Now we're assuming that's what it's called. We know the model number, and we assume that's what it is. We assume that's what it's going to look like. So what this is it's a 7-inch Note. It's a 7-inch tablet. We have the original Note. It's a 5-inch screen. We have the 5.5-inch Note 2. We have the 10.1 Note full tablet, and now we're going to try for that sweet spot, the 7-inch tablet. So which kind of makes me curious. If you already have a Note 2, which is 5.5-inch screen, do you need a 7-inch screen? It's not much different.
When you get to that point, you're like, why not?
Yeah. And Samsung has the money and the Android smartphone success and tablet success to pretty much do whatever the hell they want. They can put out as many different device configurations and see which one people bite on.
Blanket the market.
Exactly. I mean, they sold 10 million original Notes, so...
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the Note 2 is doing just as well, and the Galaxy S3 is doing even better. Yeah, they're blanketing the market, doing anything and everything, and whatever consumers want, they'll buy. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really faze them. So continuing on with rumors, Scott, I like this rumor.
I do too.
Google and Motorola are working on X phone and X tablet, according to the Wall Street Journal. So, what does this mean for the Nexus line? Well, Nexus has an X in it. Does that mean anything? Who knows? Speculate away. According to the Wall Street Journal, the phone will not be replacing the current Droid line, but it'll be a different product altogether. So we still might see, Droid phones, and we might see this new X phone, whatever.
It will be a Nexus with a capital X.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that's what it is. I could use a new Nexus. Supposedly, it's going to have... Well, I don't say it has. Google Motorola have explored bendable screens and ceramic materials that would make the devices more durable. That doesn't mean it's going to have them. That just means they were looking into it. Also, image and gesture recognition software is most likely going to be integrated into the devices as well. But this is all speculation. You know, Wall Street Journal just had a few tidbits of information. So all I can say is fingers crossed, confidence high. These devices will be amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Unfortunately, I don't really think it's going to come as soon as we want. Just like every other Android device, you know, it doesn't come as soon as we want. And hopefully it does, but I'm kind of on the fence about if this is going to come out soon or no. Really?
Yes, Damon Hart. Cats do what they want to. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited for it. Last little bit of information here we want to talk about that I think is pretty cool. We have a lot of people that watch the show. We have a lot of people that we're friends with that want to be Android developers, either ROM developers or kernel developers. Maybe they're working on a ROM called init.t. You know, it doesn't really matter what they're working on. They want to be an Android developer. So the awesome people over at XDA Developers came up with XDA University. It covers various things, such as how to get started with Git. You know, Git, the version control system that everybody uses. You know, such as GitHub. You don't have to use GitHub, but Git is very popular. How to build a kernel from source. Learn how an actual ROM is built and build a ROM. You can get started with building Android itself from source. How to port Clockwork mod to your device and porting AOSP ROMs using source code. So, and more will be added and so forth. But this is great for anybody looking, you know, to start to tinker into Android a little bit and want to do a little bit more, want to see what development is all about. So they have a bunch of guides and almost like a wiki style. Because right now all this information is most likely available on XDA, but when a forum is as heavily hammered and visited and posted on and been around as long as XDA, sometimes it's kind of hard to find that useful information. It gets buried under new content because everybody's there constantly posting and adding and updating. So XDA University is here to try to make it easier, and I think that's great. I'm going to actually check out some of the articles here. Hopefully, it will help me and Dan work on the Droid DNA TMIC kernel that we've been working on together. So it'd be nice to just get some more information. How about you, Scott? You going to go to XDA University and be a big bad ROM developer?
I mean, it sounds interesting. I'm always, looking to learn stuff, and I'd definitely be interested to learn, and that seems like an okay avenue. Hopefully. I mean, I was thinking doing books, but yeah, it's definitely, collaboration is a lot better.
All right. Well, I said since it's holiday season, we weren't going to keep everybody around a whole lot this evening and do an abridged show, so Scott and I can do holiday things as well. That's it for the news portion, but I think Scott has a little Christmas sadness for us, and I'm curious. I didn't hear this whole story yet.
First of all, I want to know what you guys got for Christmas. Any Android device, comment. I want to know what you got, and if you didn't get anything, I want to know what you got other people that was Android related.
How did you spread or receive the Android love, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah. Personally, I gave away a whole bunch of little Android doohickeys to all the people, all my relatives that own Android phones and made the iPhone people feel bad.
What's an Android doohickey? Because that could be anything. I mean,
it literally was anything. One was
this guy right here is an Android doohickey.
Yeah.
You got one too. Nice. All right, so let's hear this story. Let me find out about how you shed Android tears.
Okay. Well, so I have two devices right now, two phones. I do have an Nexus 7, but that one's intact, thank God. So with the Nexus 4, which I got on the 15th, so I have 3 days until the 15-day after thing. I need to call customer support. Basically what happened is walking along, pulled it out of, my pants, That's not dirty. Somebody was looking. No. Pulled it out, and it just dropped. And I'm not going to lie. It is a slippery phone, especially the back. And I'm not making excuses for why I dropped it, but it sucked. And I'll show you guys what it looks like.
That's a little spider. Okay, yeah.
It still works, but touchscreen don't work. So that's a bummer. And then that happened on Christmas night. And then that morning, post-Christmas, I woke up, took a shower, just about to go to work, did some driving around, did some errands before work, and then I dropped another phone.
You dropped the old Galaxy Nexus.
I dropped the other phone. And this one has a screen protector, so... Oh, God, I almost dropped it again. So this one works just fine.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, bought that Nexus 4, off contract, and it's been less than 15 days since I got it. So I'm going to call customer support and plea to... I'm probably just going to get the screen replaced. I just don't know how much that's going to be. What would you guys do if you were in my position? I have the Galaxy Nexus that I could revive because I love that phone, and the Nexus 4. I don't know.
I'm curious to see how that pans out for you. See what the Play Store support says.
I don't think I've ever done like a return in my life.
I did a return on my Nexus 7 when it died. What was that on Thanksgiving? Yeah, Thanksgiving it died. But I had a new one in 2 days, but I didn't.
Yeah, but that was like
it was a hardware defect. Yeah, it wasn't human error.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm a jerk. Like I really feel sorry for you.
Oh no, I cried for about 4 hours and then I started laughing. So that's normal, right? All right, so let's see what people got for Christmas. Power bag. Trivervas brothers got Nexus 7.
I saw one family, one guy on Google Plus posted his family Christmas presents. He posted 4 Nexus 7s and a Galaxy Nexus and a Nexus 4.
Oh, man.
He said he got all his kids.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Kenneth Santa put coal on that Nexus 4. No, he didn't. He tied some coal to it, just like in the movie Up, and the coal went down instead of up.
Nick got a Nexus 10, very nice. You gotta love when you get Nexus devices for Christmas, or unlike Scott needs a new Nexus device for New Year's.
Well, I need a working phone that it doesn't cut my fingers and make me bloody all day.
Have you cut your finger on it?
No.
There you go. All right, so we promised we wouldn't keep you around. It's been I don't know, it's 25 minutes. So let's wrap this shindig up here. So once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. You can find us on all sorts of places all over the web. SoundCloud /Android Authority, YouTube /Android Authority, Google Plus, where you're probably watching us now. We're on Twitter and Facebook too, I guess. We should mention those places. iTunes, yeah, we'll mention iTunes too.
And we forgot, next week we will be on Merc.
Well, we don't know Merc's
I want to.
Merc's an app. Now we will be on IRC.
Well,
I'm just being a technical bastard right now.
MIRC.
MIRC is an application, so we'll be on IRC.
Oh, shut up.
We've said I made that damn thing like 6 months ago, and we haven't used it yet. So let's use it next week so we can have live interaction chat, and see if that works out better than the comments on Google Plus and YouTube. We'll see. If it doesn't work, then we'll just I don't know, we'll axe it. So yeah, see you guys next week.
Have a fun and safe New Year's.
And
maybe
post all sorts of photos.
Peace.
Well,